Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni, your favorite YouTuber. Friends, in this video we are going to summarize a very interesting story, How Far is the River, written by the famous Indian author Ruskin Bond. The story How Far is the River is in the syllabus of the first semester B.Sc General English SEP syllabus under Bangalore University. So before we begin the story How Far is the River, let's give a brief glance and introduction about the story. How Far is the River is an interesting short story by Ruskin Bond that explores the innocence and curiosity of childhood. This story is about a young boy's adventurous journey to discover a river he has only heard about it. He has never seen. It is set against the lush and the scenic backdrop of the Himalayan foothills. So the location is here, Himalayan foothills. You can just imagine how greenery will be there, the flora, fauna. The story captures the boy's determination as he experiences the steep paths, dense forest, and the moments of solitude. So it's about a boy who would like to see the river, which he has never seen, but he has heard about it, and he faces a lot of challenges on the way. Let us see how determined he's in his process, in his way, to just have a look of the glance of the river. Let's begin the story. Yeah. The boy lives in a house on a hill opposite to a mountain that hides a story, that hides the river. He has never seen it, but he has heard many stories about the river from the villagers, about its fish, rocks, waterfalls, and currents. He dreams of seeing the river one day, and he longs to experience it for himself. One day, the boy's parents leave for the entire day. He realizes that this is the right chance to go and see the river, to visit the river. He knows that if he returns before evening, his parents will never come to know that where he went. So he takes a loaf of bread, small bread. He wraps the bread in a newspaper and he locks the house and he starts his journey to see the river towards a forest or towards a mountain. So what happens? The journey begins here. The boy takes a path that goes down into the valley, then around the mountain. The path is often used by the villagers like woodcutters, shepherds, mule drivers, but there are no villages near the river. It's completely isolation, solitude. No villages can be seen from here, and he's moving down. On the way, he meets the very first person, woodcutter. So he meets three persons on the way. The boy meets a strong, withered woodcutter and he asks him how far the river is. And the woodcutter says that it's just 7 miles away. The woodcutter warns the boy. He gives a warning to the boy about the difficulty of the journey, especially since he's alone. He says that don't go, you are very much alone. The path is not good. The boy, who is very confident in his ability, he assures the woodcutter that he's a good walker and he continues his way. So the first person he meets on the way, woodcutter, and who is the second person, uh, challenges the path. So the path is very steep, very slippery, covered with pine needles. The boy slips a few times, but he keeps going on. The scenery around him is beautiful with lush green ferns, tall trees, golden dahlias peeking through the foliage. Dahlias means like daisy flowers. Then what happens later? Now he meets a next person. Who is this next person? A village girl. The boy meets a girl coming from the opposite direction. She's carrying a curved knife and she has traditional jewelry on her nose, ears, and arms. Then he asks her how far the river is. The girl, possibly never having seen the river herself, she also has never seen, but she says 20 miles away. The woodcutter said 7 miles, and this girl says 20 miles away. Okay, so the second encounter, the second meeting, The boy laughs and he thinks that she's exaggerating, and he starts moving on. He just moving on. He just continues his journey, and he is least bothered about that. Finally, as he continues, a green and blue parrot screeches and flies over his head. The boy follows its path for a while, enjoying the moment before it disappears into the trees. And the next third person is here, goat herder boy. The boy meets another boy who is herding the goats. This boy tells him the river is close, is very near, just next hill, around the next hill and straight down. So we have seen here, one is woodcutter who says 7 miles, another girl also says that far away, and it is only the goat herder boy. He says that don't worry, it's just around the next hill and just straight down. And both this 12-year boy and this herder, they both sit together and they have lunch, they share the bread. This moment of companionship is going to help this boy to forget his tiredness. He has forgotten all his tiredness and he has got a new energy here because he got a positivity here that the river is just next to the hill or around the hill. After some time, the goat herder takes a different path, and this our 12-year young boy is left alone and he continues his journey. So these are three persons. Now this boy is alone and he begins to feel very tired and very loneliness. He misses the company of that goat herder and he realizes that how far he has walked. He's tempted to turn back. Sometimes he thinks that let me go back, but pushes himself forward because he does not want to give up. He knows he will feel ashamed if he doesn't see the river. So he's determined to move further, right? So finally, as he goes deeper into the forest, there are no more fields, no huts, no people, only trees, rocks, grass, flowers, so no human beings. The silence of the forest is overwhelming. He feels small and isolated in the dense jungle. The only moment he sees is the hawk circling high in the blue sky. So very silent forest. He's feeling lonely over there. And finally, what happens? As the boy rounds a sharp bend in the path, he hears the rushing sound of water. This sound fills him with the excitement, giving him the energy to keep going despite his exhaustion. Exhaustion. Now he got a clue. The water is nearby. That means the river should be nearby. And finally, what happens here? Finally, he reaches the river. It is blue and white, sparkling in the sunlight. Overwhelmed with joy, the boy plunges into the snow cold water. The experience is everything he imagined and more, making all his struggles worth it. Finally, he meets his target. Finally, he reaches his destination. So, what's the moral of the story here? The boy's journey to the river is not just a physical one, but also an emotional and personal achievement. Despite the challenges of the steep path, loneliness, doubts, his determination drives him to fulfill his dreams. The river presents the reward for his perseverance and the joy of discovering something wonderful for the first time. Through the simple language and vivid descriptions, Ruskin Bond beautifully captures the innocence of the childhood and the beauty of nature. So, friends, this is how I have tried to simplify, summarize the story How Far is the River by the famous Indian writer Ruskin Bond. Hope you have liked this video. Click on the like button, write in the comment box. If you have not yet subscribed this channel, please do subscribe the channel. David to subscribe Madi. You will get all the videos links in the description box or as well as in the playlist. And very soon you will also get the model question paper solution as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned with Mukesh English.